Let's go. What's up, everybody? It is home stretch time, and there is nowhere in the world I'd rather be right now than live on air, hanging out with all of you guys who have been riding shotgun with me for the past 6 years as we've man, just been going through it, right? It's been quite a journey so far. Thank you guys so much for being here, kicking off your week. Election Day Eve with me here on 412 Productions. You could feel the vibe, you could feel the energy. It's palpable. And man, I'm so excited to see what happens tomorrow night. I think it's going to be truly, truly special. But before I get ahead of myself, before we even start the show officially here, we got to say hi to all of our friends popping in. QOI's over on D Live. Good to see you. Hey, there's Norm Hang 10 over on Rumble, hanging out with our mod Joe Lane, modding all of our chats. Thank you, Joe, for what you do. And of course, pilled.net, guys. That is really where you want to be. We go exclusively there halfway through the show. So if you want to watch all of our show today, be sure to find your way over into the comfy bunker and jump on into chat with us. You saw it here. Good to see it. Says you should be at the Trump rally. Look, I have crazy FOMO not being there. Like I would love to be at the Trump rally, but how do I cancel the show the day before the election after all we've been through together? Going back to late 2018 to now. How do I cancel the show the day before? I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I just couldn't do it. As like I said, as much as I would have loved to hop in an Uber and be down there, it didn't make sense to me, guys. This is where I was meant to be right here today, I think. Floyd says it's a MAGA Monday. It sure is, man. Thank you for the cookie. It's great to see you. And yeah, again, good to see all of you guys out there. Lightspear, Lance, I see a Patriot 714, HL Paco. I saw Delia out there as well. Kay and Chris, welcome. Good to see you. And who else? Got to scroll through. Valhalla, our other mod, also keeping things nice and comfy. Thank you, Valhalla. Space Cookie, good to see you. Did I say hi to Delia yet? I know Delia's out there watching. I saw a message pop up, and I might have scrolled by it. Good to see Barb Robbins out there. Our Harold, welcome, welcome, welcome. Laura Y repping the 412. Let's go. Are you out at the rally today, Laura? Let's see. My chat is super laggy today. I think my computer needs a restart. Something. Have to deal with that. Fazic, QOIs, double dipping, cool. 315, Russ, good to see you. He has the top 10 for us. Yeah, we could probably squeeze that in towards the end of the show, Russ. Pop in around 5:45 like usual. Rye Guy for life, welcome. Pensitter, across the pond over in England, love to see it. Range Pony, Tweety 52, let's go. Joshua Tree 321. I love that sticker. Yes, letter Kenny. Oh, that's fantastic. Definitely stealing that. Yoink. CB Joey with the ship says, here's to victory. Yes, thank you for the ship, man. It's good to see you out there. Ali B, Fazic, welcome. I saw Belushi out there. Don Ritchie, 17. Big Willie. Good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo. Wix Vixen, good to see you. Praying for my audio. Is it fucked up? Do I sound okay? Sound is crackling. I don't know why that's happening, guys. It seems to happen early in streams and goes away. Just keep me posted. If it's unbearable, I could ditch this mic and go back to the laptop mic, which that might help. It might not. I just know it sounds so much better using an actual mic here. Packers 412 says, what an amazing time to be alive. You're not kidding. Oz Stoneburner, good to see you. John 121878, thank you for the shades. Appreciate that. Dig One Deeper, Eagle Freedom, Too Quick, Kim Iowa, Country Girl 007, and Disappointed Mom. What's up, guys? Yeah, and I think I'm gonna have to cut this a bit short as far as the intro goes. We're already 2 minutes past the official start of the show, so thank you guys. It says it's clipping. Is it like too loud? Is it coming in hot? Let me turn down the gain a little bit. Is that any better? Check, check, 1, 2, check, check, 1, 2. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that didn't make it too quiet. I could see I'm going through the roof here. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me lower this down to like here. All right, how's that now? Anyway, let me know. Let me know how that's working out. And there's Pinata rating the stream. Seriously, though, let's get this show started. We'll be right back.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all for tuning in, Patriots United, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all, I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall, we're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong and stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production, Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adol Nero is the power that's controlling the plight. With all you patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may either find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they can find. They're just slaves in the system till the roles are assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight. But I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sites? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, we're preaching with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only sending vibes, just start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized, now we're raising our troops. Now we're raising the boot and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess, they want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful, then you're gone. But not us, we're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right, knowing they're wrong. Adol Nero, take the mic and take flight to the song.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adol Nero.
Nothing worth doing ever came easy.
Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation.
Never, ever quit. Never quit. Adversity makes you stronger. Don't give in, don't back down, and never stop doing what you know is right.
They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. They're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I just happen to be standing in their way.
When they couldn't beat him, they tried to bankrupt him.
President Trump is back in a New York City courtroom.
When that didn't work, they tried to put him in federal prison.
Raided by the FBI.
When that didn't work, they even tried to kill him.
He just tried to kill President Trump.
Donald Trump still stands, ready to fight, ready to win, and ready to make America great again.
This is Donald Trump's house, brother.
This election, we all get to choose. I'm going to choose real American leadership and a real American badass. The 45th and soon to be 47th President Donald J. Trump.
Starting on day one, we will defeat inflation quickly and we will make America affordable again. I will cut your energy costs in half.
It's time for the working man and woman to finally catch a break. We are going to bring back the American dream, bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. When I'm back in the White House, we will restore world peace, and it will be again peace through strength. I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. And we'll put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail or kick them the hell out of our country.
November 5th, 2024 will be Liberation Day in America.
We all salute the same great American flag. Our best days are yet to come.
Together, we will make America great again.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us here on this election eve day broadcast. So excited to be with you all. It is November 4th, 2024. My name is Adel Nero. Before I bring on the panel here, I just got to say, people are saying that's better. All right, good. I just got to say, guys, this is an amazing time right now to be alive. Really take it in, the opportunity in front of ourselves. We are at the cusp of this movement creating a political realignment that'll be felt for generations to come. What's happening right now is a perfect storm of all sorts of things coming together in a perfect way. When you think about Donald Trump himself, the unique entity that he is, somebody rich enough to have the resources to not be sucked in by the machine. Somebody with the talent to actually get the job done. Somebody with the courage to put it all on the line and go full speed ahead no matter what they throw at him. Combine that with our positioning in the digital space, the free speech that's become available to us through the liberation of Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, the A/B comparison of a successful administration followed directly up by what we just lived through the past 4 years. People have never seen more clearly. We've never had a vehicle to get our message out there. And again, we have a leader of this movement who's a once in a generation candidate, a once in a generation force to put this whole thing over the top and really allow this country, this movement to do something special. It's really hitting me as we come into the last 24 hours of the campaign, how awesome it's been to really experience all of this. How unique an opportunity this really is. We're not going to get this again. This is it. What happens tomorrow will not to be like overly dramatic, but will echo for a long time into the future. And I don't know if you guys can feel it, but there is an energy, a vibe. There is something definitely happening right now. I don't know. I think we're heading into just an awesome experience over the next couple of weeks here as all this plays out. So I'm just really excited for it. I really wanted to go to the Trump rally today. He's going to be in Pittsburgh, right downtown here in a few hours. He's going to be going live there. And I thought about canceling the show to go do that. Probably the last opportunity I'll have to see a rally. But it just felt wrong to cancel the show the day before. We've been here day after day together along this journey. How could I cancel the day of the day before the election show? It just didn't make any sense to me. So I'm here. I'm really happy to be here. We've got a great panel. I've done almost no show prep. Like today's just going to be a conversation. Just we're going to enjoy each other's company. We'll be watching the chat. We're just going to kind of have some fun with it. I've got a few things that we'll go through, but for the most part, I just kind of want open discussion. And we'll include as much of your comments in as we can as well. But it's going to be a fun time, and I just want everyone to enjoy it, just to enjoy the moment. I know there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of nerves, there's a lot of uncertainty, but like I said, he's never going to campaign for president again. So just kind of take it all in and try to stay positive, try to stay comfy, and enjoy the next 48 hours for what they are. So with that, let's bring on the crew here. We have Max and on of RiseAttireUSA.com. Max, happy Monday. How you doing?
What a great intro. That was good.
Thank you.
How's my mic? Everybody let me know if I need to get closer to it or turn up the gain or anything. I feel it, man. I feel every echoing everything you just said. We'll never forget this as long as we live. Like, especially people our age, like Adel, you and I are like the same age. I feel so lucky that I am the age that I am when this is happening. But for everybody, no matter what age you are, this is history. This is unbelievable what we're living through. And I am already getting a little sad and nostalgic about like, oh, the last rallies, like the last thing. But that's only like eclipsed by the anticipation of what's about to happen, what's going to come next. And even Trump himself says it, that, you know, he's going to miss doing this. I'm going to miss hanging. We've watched every single rally, you guys. Like, I don't think we've missed one. And sure, we hear the same speech a million times, but after they tried to kill my dude, I don't care if I have to hear him tell the same story about how he leveraged tariffs to get Mexico to pay for the border. Like, I don't care. I will listen to it 1,000 times. Because I know that this is life stuff. This is bigger than a man, a movement. This is everything. And I'm soaking it all up, and I'm handling, like, we've learned so much since 2020 that every like headline that we heard before, during, and after the election, we were like getting hit by it and reacting and reacting and reacting. And like, we've learned, we're seasoned, we've done our push-ups now, that like, we're not going to react like we did before. We're going to react smarter, better, and like help others to stay calm no matter what happens. It's going to be crazy. I'm here for it. So I hope everybody else out there is too. Really excited just to hang out today. And like you said, just be together in this moment, because damn, it is lit. It is happening, you guys.
Yeah, it is happening. It's a really exciting time. Again, I don't know if we'll ever have an opportunity like this again in our lifetimes to kind of set the future of the country for, you know, beyond just a 4-year election. This is the opportunity here is, like I said, a major political realignment, the shedding of a parasitic cabal that's been robbing the American people of their work and wealth, their prosperity, their health for far too long. And man, you're talking about potential paradigm shifting changes in the best way possible if this works out the way we hope it will tomorrow. Let's go to Tien Homesteader next. Tien, happy Monday, man. How are you?
Typing feverishly away, answering Laura Y. I'm doing okay.
Yeah, you
It's
pumped?
going to
You
be
excited?
interesting. Pardon? I'm sorry.
I said you pumped up. You excited? How you feeling?
Not for tomorrow, for Wednesday, because that's when really going to hit the fan, so to speak, right? From the info perspective, I think you know, if you look at the time zones and the polls closing and so forth, right? By the time it gets to, unless you make assumptions, by the time it gets to Pacific, it will be 3 hours past our poll closures. So, so that's why I'm saying more or less the 6th is going to be the more exciting day. But of course, all the stuff, I mean, this is getting to the wire, and I'm not saying from a perspective of neck and neck. I think we're being told one thing, and on the other side, I think we're watching I've made a post post earlier today. I didn't specifically mention it because I didn't want to sound red wave-ish, right? But it reminds me of Secretariat. and basically the Belmont Stakes, which was the last race from the Triple Crown.
You
And
know,
he
Trump
beat,
just said that,
and he did he? I didn't know that.
Absolutely. Yesterday, for the first time ever, I think he said it's like Secretariat. That
Wow, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I didn't hear that. That's so cool because I mean, for those of you who don't know, that I mean, you can find it on YouTube. I posted it. It was an amazing, and they did a pretty decent dramatization in the movie, but it was an amazing race to when you see the horse win. I mean, this is the Triple Crown race, the top of the top, right? And he wins by 31 lengths, and it still stands to date at 31 lengths. I mean, that's like, I mean, an analogy would be like Babe Ruth to a junior high school.
Hey, Tian, are there any like Triple Crown drops comms? Like, is that one of the
No,
things we could
no.
do a search?
Yeah, no, there isn't.
Really? I'm surprised. You would think like there's so many references that I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a Belmont Preakness something, something like that.
Well, I'll take a look, but let me put it, not that comes to mind, but yeah, it would be funny if there was. I mean, there are a lot of things that are coming into alignment, so it's kind of hard to say, what aliases were used, if you will, right? But yeah, and that's what I'm thinking of from today and tomorrow, and you still have shit in the fan. I don't know if it's in your stat, but Catherine Hedridge coming out and basically, did you see that gateway? I know it's the Daily Mail article where basically.
There is no stack today, TN. Like I said,
Oh yeah, okay.
I sat
Sorry,
down to prep
I
the
heard
show,
you
and I'm
say
like,
that.
yeah, I was like, what am I doing? Why am I prepping a bunch of articles? Like that's not what today's about.
Well,
I just want to hang out and enjoy the vibe with you guys because
right.
again,
Well, that's cool. That's cool.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just I'll just summarize it. She came out. Basically, the article comes out saying how sick she was when she watched 60 Minutes. Leslie Stahl telling Trump that the laptop hadn't been vetted when a month before that she told the executives what was in it. So so now and this dropped today. So. Even to date, stuff is happening, and I don't think anything is going to move the needle one way or the other, minusculely maybe. I don't think anything's going to, whatever's going to happen is going to happen as it is now. The large portion of the electorate already voted. There's still a good chunk that's for election day, but whatever's going to happen it's already cast. I mean, the press is coming down on the die. All we have to do is wait for the stamped article to come out. I'm not saying it's predetermined. I'm saying that whomever's going to do whatever they're going to do, it's already set. If they're going to cheat, it's already set. If they're not going to cheat, it's already set. They're not going to wait until tomorrow to figure it out.
No, I think you're right. And before I go to Pinata, I'll just add on to that. The big difference I think is the infrastructure put behind securing the election.
Oh no, I'm not doubting. I'm not
well,
doubting that, and I'm not saying they're not, or they're going to be successful. I'm just saying whatever is going to be done, it's already set in motion because we got 1 day left. That's right.
Yeah, no, yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely. Absolutely. And I do have a couple things I want to read to you guys, a couple things I want to play for you guys, just kind of throw some stuff out there. But no, I agree, Tien. I mean, whatever plans they have, you're right. They've probably already been set in motion. And whatever counter moves, the GOP and the RNC have up their sleeve, are already in motion. So, yeah, I know it's not the mic. It's a setting within OPS. So what happened a few days ago? Do you guys remember that stream that was buffering a ton and we were having issues?
Yeah.
I changed some settings in OBS to hopefully make the stream not buffer. And I think one of the things that I changed, which I can't unchange while we're live, is affecting the way sound is being processed through my computer that's streaming out to you guys. So if I shut off the stream right now, change that setting and come back in, I don't know what that's going to do to the posts and how that's going to interact like with the different I know like Pilled it'll come right back, but like with the Rumble stream and the other platforms that we're on that I don't want to cut short on a day as big as today until we go exclusively over. Um, we're just going to kind of roll with it. So I'm doing my best. I'll keep messing with the settings that are available with me as we go here. But that's what's happening right now. So I do apologize for the technical difficulties. But I'm gonna change those settings back and hope that it was just a weird day when it comes to that it was just a weird day with the buffering and that's not going to be a consistent problem. Um, Seems audio is at maxed out. Yeah, I've been trying to lower the audio for the stream. I've taken it down to like 70% of normal. So I'll lower it a bit more and see if that helps. But again, I'll keep messing with it. Hopefully we can get it to where it's at least
I
not
don't think
complete.
it's a clip. I think it's a rendering artifact.
Okay.
Because I don't hear it on my end. I don't mean on Zoom. I muted Zoom and I went to the stream and I don't hear it. I don't hear anything.
Okay. Well, hopefully it's all right. Like I said, I've got OBS now cutting out 40% of the volume, and I'm hoping that's going to stop it from clipping on us, but this is just going to be what it's going to be for today, and I'll mess with it tomorrow and get it situated hopefully before before we do our big election night stream and the election day stream. We're going to stream twice tomorrow. At least that's the plan as of right now. And I saw somebody ask if we're going to take calls today. I'm not going to do any calls today, I don't think, but tomorrow, on tomorrow's 4 o'clock show, what I might do is open up the lines because I want to hear from you guys that are voting on election day. I want to hear what it looked like at your polling places. What kind of turnout you saw, what the energy was like. Just give me an idea, of what we're looking at based on where you are, because we have audience all over the country. So it'll be interesting to just kind of open up the lines and get your experience and go from there. So that's going to be the plan for tomorrow. We'll do a mix of calls and whatever else conversation, maybe a little news, depending on if there's anything major breaking. But ultimately, the next couple of shows, today, tomorrow, and probably Wednesday as well, are likely just going to be conversational. I don't, unless, like I said, there's major things to get into and cover, which there might be, especially on Wednesday's show. We're just going to kind of hang out.
Well, we got to prep for the false flag that we've been told is coming. So
Yeah, exactly. So
we want to
anyway,
shut down the elections.
Timberjet says it sounds pretty normal. Hopefully it's getting better. Yeah, hopefully it's getting better. Anyway, Drunk Pinata, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How you guys doing?
Good. I'm curious how your show was today, because I know you're watching a lot of the media stuff. What's the overall vibe of, the MSNBCs and the CNNs of the world at this moment? How are they feeling about things?
They're trying to roll with what they hope will be a suppression for Republicans and a turnout the vote for their side. When I really think about it, I think because it could go both ways. The problem with that is you put out something that says, "Oh my gosh, Iowa could go for Trump or could go for Kamala," even though it's complete outlier and there's nothing in the trend that would suggest it at all. And then you look at the lady that did this thing, and she's going on CNN, going on MSNBC, and they're framing this thing before they even bring her on as like you could. It's just the same way they do their framing before they do any other propaganda. It's the same exact phrasing. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's a cadence, especially coming from Rachel Maddow. She has a particular cadence that she does every single time. And I saw that exact same thing. And then they bring her on, and she is like the queen of all the cat ladies that you've ever seen in your life. And I'm just like, would she wreck her career at the end of her career? Like, because they show, oh, look at all these different times she's so close. Would she wreck it to get her turn? Absolutely. Of course they would push, lie and do this and say it's the women's rights issue to come all over the line for the sake of being an outlet. Of course you would. So it's a lot of to me, I see it as a last ditch effort for them to with a suppression poll, they hope that it suppresses Republicans and turns out more people, especially in red states, because I think that they think ultimately, I think they think the popular vote is the problem for them.
Yeah, no, that would make
So
sense.
so that would be why you would do something so drastic and such an outlier in such a place that was very safe, to me. Now, I think it's going to have the opposite effect. I think actually, I don't think it's going to have any effect on. I don't think it's going to have any effect on Trump supporters at all.
No,
They're not listening to that.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either. No one within the Trump circle or even remotely friendly, we'll just say Trump media, really ran with that at all or made a big deal of it. If you listen to good data people about the crosstabs on that, it's nonsense. Um, and you're right.
Yeah.
It was 100% a propaganda poll trying to either motivate. I think more it's about trying to generate some level of hope and motivation for low propensity Harris voters than it is to suppress MAGA voters. I think a lot of, based on what I'm hearing, like they're not very positive. There's a doom and gloom energy around the Democrat Party right now, and I think they're trying to keep people in the fight with anything that they can. So they come out with this Iowa Harris +3 poll to like inject, some last minute hope, hoping that a few extra people will come out on election day and cast their ballot that might not have because they thought that they were going to lose badly anyway. So that's kind of my read on it. But um, yeah, it is what it is. It's to be expected at this point in the election cycle that you're gonna have a few of these people try to put their thumb on the scale or create a media narrative, to create some kind of ends with the voter. But anyway, let me take care of our sponsor today, and then we'll jump in to more conversation and discussion around all this stuff. And of course, our sponsor is Earth Garden Botanicals, earthgardenbotanicals.com. And we've got exciting news for you guys. Let me just make sure I got this exactly correct because I don't want to mess up. I just got a message from Jolene before the show. And yeah, all right. She is doing a massive discount all the way between now and January 20th. So between now and Inauguration Day, she is offering 24% off with promo code 412. That's up from 10%, guys. That's a massive discount.
That's 75 days.
Yeah.
76 if you include tomorrow.
Well, and that's how much she loves you guys. Like I know that her profit margin on this stuff is not great to begin with. And she knows how tough it is right now in the Biden economy and with inflation and just everything going on. It's not super easy to treat yourself to a lot of this kind of stuff. So she's doing a massive discount for the next, like Tien said, 75 days between now and Inauguration Day. Promo code 412 goes from 10% to 24% off, which is amazing. And you guys know the products here. Amazing stuff. It's all locally and organically sourced as far as the ingredients go. The CBD oils are amazing. The flavors are great. They're really good. They're clean. They're pure. So check those out. You have your Arnica salve, which is infused with CBD if you want or without. Really great for your sore joints and muscles. Elderberry tonic for boosting your immune system. Fire cider to clear your sinuses. You got your CBD oil for pets. If you need to detox, the white pine needle extract or the sunshine and pine needle tea are really great as well. Of course, the critter juice, the all natural insect repellent's an amazing product too. Promo code again 412 at checkout, guys, for that massive 24% discount on anything you see here in the store. And if you have any questions about any of the products, I don't mention all of them as we do these ads. Just feel free to reach out to Jolene through the website. She'll be quick to respond, and she does she loves this community. Like I said, she loves being part of this, and we love her back for all the support and the sponsorship of the channel. So again, earthgardenbotanicals.com, promo code 412 at checkout for 24% off your order. So definitely go and take advantage of that. So guys, as we head in to election day tomorrow, I don't, and again, I don't want to like be that guy that's just like overly confident or overly optimistic or has unrealistic expectations. But it's hard not to look at the shift in demographics, right, as a major indication of what we might be looking at tomorrow. I think there's a major hidden vote that not enough people are talking about, right? When you talk about the shift in blacks, Latinos, Arabs, college age kids, the younger generation in general, I think you're looking at a lot of people that might still be registered Democrat that are going to vote across party lines. Just because the last 4 years sucked doesn't mean that you're going to take the time to go and re-register or change your voter registration to
You don't have
Republican or independent. And you don't have to. That's
You don't
exactly
have
right.
to.
Yeah. So I, you when you see these shifts in demographics from people that are usually reliably registered Democrat, and then you look at these early voting numbers and you kind of look at the assumption most pollers are making as far as like a firewall goes for the
Yeah,
Democrats.
they're
I
voting their color. They're
well,
voting their color is the assumption they make, right?
that's about the point I'm getting at right now. I
Yeah.
think I think that there is, and I don't know what percentage. So, and again, guys, take all of this with a huge grain of salt. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm just giving you my gut feeling. But I feel like a significant number of those early votes, those mail-in votes, when you see D's did this many, R's did this many, independents did this many, I just have this feeling that they are assuming way too many of those Democrat votes are going to be for Kamala Harris. Now, I don't know how that particular voting group is going to fill out the rest of their ballot when it comes to Senate, House seats, local government, things like that. I have no idea, right? But Kamala Harris, and this goes into what I was saying at the very top of the show too, when I talk about how unique of an opportunity this is. Think about what Kamala Harris is. Kamala Harris is one of the most unpopular politicians in the history of the United States. She didn't even make it to Iowa when she ran in 2020. She was selected for nothing more than her skin color and her gender to be the vice president. She was put in charge of two or three things, the border being the most high profile, and she has underperformed or just straight up been derelict of duty in all of them.
Oh, come
She
on,
then
say
she
fucked it
then
up.
she then yeah, she did. She then was anointed through a completely undemocratic process into the position of nominee, literally shoved down the throats of every Democrat out there. 15 million votes for Joe Biden in the primary. They just threw out the window as if they didn't matter, all the while lecturing anyone that opposes them about the sanctity of their democracy. They did the most undemocratic thing you could possibly do by removing the rightful winner of their primary, the rightful nominee, and then through no democratic process whatsoever, installing the person of their choice. She's untalented. She can't she can't sit down and do an interview off the cuff. Everything about her is scripted and fake. She's been caught pandering. She's lost endorsements from the unions, from the Somalians in Minnesota, the Arabs in Detroit. She is it's a combination of all those things I said earlier against one of the weakest, worst candidates again in the history of American politics. Um, I gotta believe again that a lot of those Democrat votes that you see coming in early, and it's not even a lot of them. That's the thing too. Like even if every single one of them was for Kamala Harris, they have failed in every swing state to build up the firewall that they targeted. In Pennsylvania, I think they in 2020 it was 1.1 million vote firewall that they had. They had to inject about a 500,000 votes into the system overnight to win the state by about 80 to 90,000 votes. They have a sub 400,000 vote firewall in Pennsylvania right now. If Pennsylvanian Republicans, Trump supporters show up, it's not going to be all that close, I don't think. I really don't. You just got to show up and take care of business. But I don't know, man. Like, I think a lot of the pollsters saying that this is like going to be razor close or really, within a couple of points in a lot of these states. Maybe it will. Maybe I'm just, total homer, way too optimistic. But I just don't see it for her. I really just don't see it for her. As far
Unless
as
the Democrats are now the silent majority of 2016, the boots on the ground don't show it. The dude's been doing back-to-back three yesterday, no, three today, four yesterday, or four today too, three yesterday, and then four the day before, and he's flying all around the country doing, and she barely gets, I mean, yes, she's getting some crowds, but she's not doing the frequency nor the numbers and that Trump is doing. And then the matriarch of the entire party, Hillary Clinton, couldn't get 500 people to show up.
Yeah, she so I heard Benny Johnson talking
Benny
about
Johnson,
that. Yeah,
exactly.
he said
Yeah.
that there was about 150 people in a convention center room, and they kicked him out because he was filming how bad the turnout
How
was.
bad, yeah. And that was Hillary Clinton. And that reminded me of Obama going to Las Vegas and barely rounding up 200 people to stump for Biden back in 2020. Which
Yeah.
then questions, how the hell did you win? So it's like, okay, so what? Now the Democrats have the silent majority? I don't think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and they don't have the election day turnout the way Republicans do historically.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
if you
yeah.
and again, if you look at this is the brilliance of all of this too, is if you look at who is the votes banked by each party, and you look at that by voter history, Democrats have turned out a large amount of their high propensity voters already. Republicans were smart. And this is what I was saying to do from the very beginning, right? Is you have to use your data and you have to target the early voting with your low propensity voters, the people that need many, many pushes to get that vote banked. And that's exactly what the DNC, Turning Point USA, Scott Pressler, I'm sorry, the RNC, not DNC. That's what they've done. And a lot of that vote that they've turned out are the low propensity voters, the people that are, 1 in 4, or first time voters, people that were, unaffiliated or not even registered in the past. It's been most of the high propensity voters for the Republicans are election day voters still. So if Republicans show up on election day the way they have in 2016 and 2020, with the addition of a lot of these other factors we're talking about, man, I mean, this could be something really special we see. Really, really special we see. I don't rule out, let's put it this way, guys. I don't rule out them calling this election across the media, aside from maybe, the MSNBCs of the world. But, the major networks, the public networks, I would not be surprised if they call this for Trump tomorrow night. That's the kind of margins that I think are possible. I don't know if that's going to happen,
Yes.
but I think it's possible.
I think that's the Trump team strategy, is to, like, you've seen the last 2 days I've been studying the strategy that they're doing the rallies all they're like East Coast things. So from North Carolina, yeah, he won twice, but still thinks there's narratively a good enough reason to go multiple, like, mad rallies in North Carolina and Wisconsin and Michigan, the last one, in Pennsylvania, of course. Her last 3 rallies are all in Pennsylvania. We could win any 2 of the 7 swing states, 5 traditionally, 2 if you include New Mexico, which he did a rally in the other day, and North Carolina in that group, among the obvious 5 from 2020. He can win 1 or 2, and then Virginia, which looks like it's very likely. I really think that they're panicking on the other side because I think what we're going to see, I hope what we're going to see is a too big to rig situation that's so decisive that it doesn't matter how many weeks Maricopa County wants to count ballots for, that it doesn't matter how many they dump in Philly, that like it doesn't matter. And I think that has like too big to rig means multiple things. It's across times, and it's by like 9 or 10 o'clock tomorrow night. And what I hope that we also get is the effort, the ridiculous clownish levels of still attempted cheating, and Trump's going to declare victory because it's going to look so obvious. And then all these things afterwards are going to happen that is going to further expose and enable us to clean up our election system, because I want both. I don't want people to be like, see, Trump won, the election system is not that bad, and like leave it at that. I don't think that we will, not like the true diehard
That's a
will,
that's a
you know.
that's a good segue to something I wanted to read you guys. There was a post that I saw Brian Cates kind of highlight, and oh, where did it go? I know I saved it somewhere. Just give me a second to pull this up. This is what happened. This is the downside not actually prepping a show, is that I know I have stuff here that you guys will find interesting. Here we go. Just a matter of pulling it up. So this was, I don't know who this person is. I don't know if I even follow him. Joe Lang, but it's just an
He is
interest.
great. He is
He's
an amazing writer and very
right.
optimistic white pill kind of anon.
Well, this is very white pill. And again, guys, take it all with a grain of salt. There's some Q reference in here, and I know you guys love that. So, um, but I thought this was pretty good. It says, Master of the Boomerang. Almost everything the enemy has done to Trump has boomerang back on them by design. There's one huge boomerang coming, my friends, and you're going to love it. What is it? Nancy Pelosi has mentioned it, and so has Raskin. Mark Elias has been the Democrat darling that has done all the dirty work in the courts in the past to protect the fraud. He will do it again. But the game board has been flipped. We are way ahead in early voting for the first time in history, and we will crush them on election day, as we always do. Elias will be fighting in courtrooms in key cities and in key states to try and disqualify the coming certification of Trump as the winner. He will be trying to flip the results rather than preserve the steal. That's a much harder job. Trump wants this to happen. Trump knows he is going to be declared the winner on election night and welcomes the coming lawsuits to prevent him being declared the winner. Why? Q often said, how do you introduce evidence legally? We all wanted the evidence of fraud to be revealed in 2020, and all of the cases were struck down for the same reason: lack of standing. No evidence of fraud ever entered the courtroom. But everything is different this time. Evidence of fraud has already been entering many courtrooms in the swing states, and Elias has already lost several huge cases that will preserve Trump's win and prevent the Democrats from counting for a week to allow time to manufacture fake ballots. And just adding my own personal thing in that, for them to manufacture the ballots, they have to have record of sending them out. So this is why cleaning the voter rolls was so important, because they didn't have this giant padding to send out ballots to a bunch of people that were out of state, dead, or what have you, that they could put out there and then kind of fill those in as they needed to. They are hundreds of thousands of votes in most states below the requested ballot numbers that they had in 2020. So the padding's not there in that way that it was before. But anyway, I digress. Think about this. For 4 years, Trump and all of us have been mocked and ridiculed for believing the 2020 election was stolen. We have been accused of promoting the big lie and have been censored for it and threatened. But now Trump has placed all the pieces on the chessboard to force the Democrats and the media to challenge the election results, which they claimed before was anti-democratic. The constantly shrinking viewership of the media is now going to witness the hypocrisy of the enemy, and trust me, they will lose more viewership because of it. They will help red pill even more disgruntled Democrats. It's a boomerang that will open the door to proving a conspiracy of nationwide election fraud in the courts and will lead to the entire system being dismantled and transformed. Q didn't just ask, quote, how do you introduce evidence legally? Q also said this. Q dropped to 2961 on March 4th, 2019. Is there a benefit, think public optics, to allowing your enemy to open the front door? Warlike posture activated. Thank you for playing. Q. Allowing the enemy to open the front door will expose the entire corrupt election system and coordinated treason. Treason will be handled in military tribunals. And again, I don't know about the military tribunal part, but as far as actually exposing evidence of election fraud, I do think that this is at least believable or possible, right? So then Q drop 3125 says the attempted coup treason opens the public door to more serious. The pill must be easy to swallow. The lead-in, the public must be prepared for what is about to come. The Clinton Foundation, a bunch of plus marks. Q. Mark Elliott's lawsuits will expose a coup, and mass arrests will soon follow. That will open the door to stuff that is much harder for the majority of the population to swallow. Child trafficking and other organized treason. Boomerang. That's why this exposure of election fraud leads into the evidence exposing the Clinton Foundation that many will find hard to fathom. Nothing can stop what is coming. So again, as far as like it leading to the human trafficking stuff and the more dark evil stuff, I don't know about all that. But the premise of the game board being flipped, of them trying to challenge this as playing the sore loser role themselves, as opposed to, protecting fraud that was already put through the system. If it does play out like that, that's a whole different paradigm. It's a whole different set of optics, and does open the door for major opportunity to make our case for single day voting, paper ballots, and the end of these machines, which I think is a major necessity. When you really talk about restoring the republic, it's got to start with actually restoring the voice of the people. And right now, our voice isn't completely gone, but it is diluted. It has been severely weakened by shoddy election laws that even third world countries would not accept. Third world countries don't have these voting machines, or at least many of them don't. Third world countries don't give you a month and a half to vote. Third world countries don't even allow you to mail in a vote. At least most of them don't. These are completely ridiculous
Most of the
election laws.
require ID.
Yeah, and require ID. That's the other thing too.
Most of the Western countries require ID.
Well, think about it, right? And I showed you the poll from Rasmussen. Last week. 86%, 85% of the voting population thinks voter ID is a good idea. They approve of it. They want it. Usually when you have 85% of the country on a single issue, they get it, especially in a representative form of government where you have a vote. So it really speaks to the election systems and really the health and the health of, well, let me just finish my thought here.
Come federally.
I understand that, Tien, but if it's 85% on a national level, in the amount of states that don't have it, it doesn't jive. Even if it's not that those polls aren't done on a state by state level.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying that the feds can't do anything about it. That's where I'm getting.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally agree. I totally agree with that. But I guess my point is this, is that, we're lectured constantly about the sanctity of our democracy. But it really shows the health of your voice, right? When 85% of the country wants voter ID, the one thing that actually protects your voice and your power as a citizen in this country, and they refuse to give it to you. They make up a bunch of bullshit. That's like the one thing, it doesn't matter. The super majority of Americans that want it nationwide, they come up with every reason in the world not to put that one rule in place, because that is the one rule, that is the one major change that takes away their ability to select your representation for you. And again, I
think
can't,
that works in our favor.
I can't think of, well, can you guys think of another policy other than war? Because war is never popular. But can you think of another policy that the policy and the will of the public, or the desires of the public, are that far out of line in this country, where you have over 80% of the country wants it one way, and then our representative, form of government has the laws in a completely different direction? Is there another policy, another issue out there where it's that out of balance?
No.
And
no.
that to me,
And
that to
the
me
federal
speaks,
side,
that to me speaks volumes.
Okay, but
Volumes.
we have to have the proper playing field, if you will. The federal side, the Congress, the Uniparty is hiding behind the states because the federal side cannot mandate that. It has to come from the states. So they hide, and your point about the disproportionate aspect of how many states have it and how many states don't require it versus the desire nationally to have it. But that's how they're hiding behind it because it requires state level action by the people in that state that doesn't have it to mandate it. But what you're saying is, even though, in my opinion, even though they can't do anything about it legally, they can promote it and they can push through their House representatives, they could push the state legislature. To their senator, they can push the state legislature. But you'll find that most of these people are the Democrats.
You think? So I agree that you can't do anything about it from a federal level. You know, that's not within the federal government's jurisdiction, and I agree with that. I don't think it should be.
And it can be though.
But
The federal
here's
government
here's what the federal government could do, right? Because as our good friend, quite frankly, likes to say, all these states are stuck on the methadone drip of federal funding.
Sure.
You could leverage these things one way or another from as far as the federal government. So if you don't think for a second that despite the will of the people in a state, I don't know, like Pennsylvania, where you're not required to show voter ID, that, you know, that there's not leverage from within the administration saying, hey, if you don't keep your current voter laws or open it up in this way, we're going to cut X, Y, and Z funding.
Yeah, and it could be as simple as every state that doesn't include mandated ID for voting. Think about all of the federal money these states get for elections, for their elections. They literally have a slush fund for elections. What if, and you know that they need that and they use it to their advantage. So what if they just, if you don't protect the federal election in your state with voter ID, then you don't get federal money to do your electioning. Like, I think that, I mean, if not that, I'm sure the art of the deal man has a plan for this. There's no way the plan that we've witnessed so far doesn't have some next step that includes codifying and making our elections. He even said it on Joe Rogan. I owe the American people free and fair elections, and he's going to do it. I don't know what form it's going to take, but I agree that we're all on the right track here with all these points.
Yeah, go ahead, Tian. Take another 30 seconds or minute or so to add on to that, and then we got to go to break. And on the other side of the break, I'm going to play a cool video from our friend Brad over at Badlands Media, a little Q Delta thing that I thought was kind of neat. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it already, but I thought that'd be kind of interesting to watch too, just to kick off the next hour. But go ahead, Tian, if you had anything else you wanted to add to the voter ID conversation.
Well, the coercion of the state through the finances, and it is coercion, it would be an avenue, it would be challenged in the court system, but it would be a worthwhile pursuit. I think putting the pressure financially to the senators for the respective states is also the aspect of you ain't getting any of your what are they, the
earmarks?
Earmarks, thank you. God, I kept thinking dog ears. Sorry. Earmarks. Well, dog ear is what you do to a page, right? When you want to mark a page, it's called dog earing. Anyways, but yeah, the earmarks to turn around and basically put the squeeze on them, particularly if you have control of the Senate leadership and the speakership, right? And that's the pressure that could be exerted as well. I think it's necessary and it can be implemented, and it can be a federal level. It doesn't have to, it could be state level too, because we're already there with the real ID. That's already been implemented in most of the states, and I think there's a mandate to do that by next year, if I recall correctly, that all states have to be.
You won't be able to fly without a real ID after
Exactly.
May.
So that's
after
one
May
step
of next year, I think. Yeah.
Right, and that's one step forward, right? The other thought that I had is require all citizens, which requires a citizenship. That way it takes it away from the state level aspect, but you have to have proof of citizenship to get a passport. And for the first passport for every citizen that doesn't have one, it's free. and
Yeah,
you get a card. You get a card, not the booklet necessarily. You can ask for the booklet, you pay for that. It's the flip side. If you get a passport today, you get the booklet and you pay for the card as extra.
yeah, and
Benefit of
honestly,
having a card in your wallet, so to speak, right?
yeah. No,
If you
I
flip that around,
good.
you make that the ID, right? That can
Hmm.
easily be done because the mechanism's already there. It would cost literally nothing.
I mean, compared to the bullshit we spend money on at this moment,
Yeah,
yeah, it
yeah,
would be,
exactly.
yeah, I
So
completely agree.
that would be an implementation approach from the aspect of coercion and while you're fighting the legal side, once you get the ball rolling on a couple of big states, particularly let's say Pennsylvania and California, if you knock out California the saying nuisance, you are going to implement. Screw the law you just passed.
Yeah.
So the other thing about I gotta say this. The write-up saying that it would be the Democrats that are challenging the election. I think there was somebody by TN. I don't know. They had the initials T and N in his name somewhere along that brought that up about a week ago.
Yeah, no, I mean, I never argued that they would challenge it. I just don't think
Yeah,
that
you
it's
did. Yeah, you did.
I
You
said they
said
would
Didn't he say
challenge it.
that
I
they
said no,
wouldn't
I
because they're afraid of losing their cover, that they want their election fraud system in place so they won't challenge it, which I
I
thought was a
said
good point.
yeah, I said that, and then I also said if they do, I don't see it going over or being successful at all.
No, I didn't say that. But it's not about being okay. Understand, it's not about being able to succeed overturning it. It's being able to delay it so it affects the electoral college.
Yeah, and I guess
That's
I
the key.
yeah, no, and I didn't think it
It's only
was
35 days. It's only
yeah.
35 days from the election to the safe harbor deadline.
Yeah, no,
The
I
safe,
got you. I understand the strategy. I don't think that it's going to be
I didn't
successful, I guess
I
was
didn't
my
say it was. I'm
yeah.
saying they're going to be okay. At this point,
uh,
we have to take them at their word. They're going to try everything possible.
Yeah. And that's why I think the having a massively decisive victory is going to stop all that in its tracks. I think that was really the bigger point I was trying to make is if you have like an overwhelming majority of the country and a massive electoral college victory based on the election night results, um, I don't even think politically they would try at that point. I don't think that they would even attempt to if they see that they are a serious minority in this country. Um, I don't see them trying. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I do think there's a level of absolute beatdown when it comes to these results that stops any of those plans in their tracks. Like I do think there is a threshold. What that is, I don't know exactly, but I think that was really the main point I was trying to make when we were kind of going back and forth on that before. But I agree. If it's close at all, they will do everything they can. If there's any monicum of hope that they can sell it to enough people that they need more time or whatever it might be, or to delay things. Um, yeah,
They're
these
making an
people.
assumption that the
Yeah.
people matter. At that
Oh,
point, after tomorrow, the people will not matter. It will only matter when the people would say enough. Until then, and I'm not suggesting anything, I'm saying that to them, they won't care what the people say. We had that in
uh,
2020.
Yeah, I gotta go to break, but we could pick this. Let's pick
Yeah,
this
go
up on
ahead.
the other
Go
side of
ahead.
the break, because I think it's an important conversation. All right, so we're gonna go exclusively to pill.net. We're gonna play a quick video here. On the other side of that, we're gonna shut down the other platforms. So all of our friends on Rumble, DLive, CloudHub, Odyssey, Twitter, find us over on Pilled at 412 Productions. As always, I got a link for you guys in the Rumble description, and I'll drop it in the Rumble chat, and also I'll also drop it over on D Live as well. And yeah, we're gonna, as like I said, go exclusively over to Pilled. And it's gonna be a fun second hour, so I hope you guys will join us for it. If not, make sure you tune in tomorrow, 4 p.m. We'll be probably just having more of a high level conversation like this. And then we'll go live again at 8 p.m. Eastern time. The plan is going to be we'll kick things off at 8 o'clock. We'll kind of get things rolling with whoever's with me at that point for about an hour maybe, and then what we'll do is from there at 9 o'clock, I think is what we're planning, and that might change. I gotta confirm, but at 9 o'clock, I'm gonna have Frank and Zach on, and the three of us will kick it around for like a half hour to 45 minutes. And then after Frank and Zach leave, which will, like I said, probably be about 9:30 or so, we'll bring everybody up and start welcoming on more people as far as guests go that want to tune in and hang out. And I don't have a set cutoff time for tomorrow night. I'm planning on being live probably till at least midnight, but if there's a lot of stuff developing and happening, and the audience is still with us, who knows, man? We might go even later. It just depends on how things kind of play out over the evening. So we'll see how it goes. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and play this quick video, and then on the other side, I'll go exclusively over to Pilled. So hop on over and find us at 412 Productions. We'll be right back.
Pilled.net is proud to host 412 Productions, exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pilled.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family, and if you have any questions at all, please email support@Pilled.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on Pilled.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, as always, thank you guys out there for hopping on over into Pilled.net. Those of you that come over from the other platforms, greatly appreciated. Hit that thumbs up button and red pill the show for us. Share the link wherever you can. Repost the show as well. And again, thank you all so much for coming on over. If you're not going to join us for hour number 2, those of you guys on the other platforms, no worries. Like I said, we will be back tomorrow, and I hope to catch you guys either tomorrow at 4 or 8 p.m. for the election night coverage. So come on over to Pilled, or have an awesome rest of your Monday.